Okay, this is going to be part 3. Highway 38 Drive. It's Tuesday, March 7th. I've been to Forest Falls, down Jenks Lake Road. We went down to almost a hard bar. I wanted to see how the road was here going into Seven Oaks, and it's damn good. Jenks Lake Road is pretty good. Some of the camps are plowed out. Some of them are having trouble with it. It's heavy snow. Their blades on their pickups aren't doing it. Camp Arbolito, James said they were having issues trying to plow it. They went over, I think they've got a tractor or a front loader to help Camp Arbolito clear out. County roads, I just saw him, or Caltrans up at the highway turnoff. I believe this would be county roads, but thank you to county roads, Caltrans, everybody that's helping clear the road and helping people clear their driveways and clear their sidewalks, walkways. And I'm assuming this goes up the mountain on the backside, comes out right by Angels Oaks. It's called Middle Control Road. I don't think anybody's been down that, at least on the upper end. It's snowed in, blocked with a 8-foot berm. Yeah, I'm surprised to see him, but there's the cafe and lodge. I just want to see how far this you can go down. They probably got it closed off. Yeah, I wouldn't attempt Middle Control Road. We did it once, me and Bill, a friend of mine, and God, what a disaster that. We got up here, and on one of the switchbacks, water had frozen, about 2 foot of water in one of the switchbacks. We couldn't see it because of the snow, and it broke. I was in a 75 Ram Charger. It broke through the ice. It was like a giant hole, and it was a real abrupt stop, and the right seat had a latch that held it. The latch broke, and Bill went forward. He didn't have a seatbelt on, and he bounced off the glove box, knocked him out. And I'm sitting there going, oh God, he's knocked out and we're stuck. And I had to winch out of there, and it was really and he's going in and out of consciousness, and I'm like, God, I got to get him to the hospital, because he was, I knew he was in bad shape. So I got us winched out. It took forever, and then I still had to get up the mountain. I was about halfway up Middle Control Road, and I had to take him to Loma Linda. He had a bad concussion. He didn't remember hardly any of it. I felt so bad. I damn near killed him. You know, I had to get him to the hospital. Well, I can't remember if he stayed in that night at the hospital. Usually they don't want you to go to sleep. I've been concussed where I had to spend the night in the hospital. Or when I was little, they hit that berm. The parents made me stay up late. They just kept waking me up all night. When I'd nod off, they would wake me up playing. I got dinged in football. I got dinged in playing hockey. This is, I believe this is still Glass Road. Then it turns into Middle Control Road, which climbs that mountain. You see that mountain there? Oh, that big old mountain? Yeah, Middle Control Road goes up that. Just a bunch of switchbacks, but it's dirt, and I love this cabin right here on the left. Beautiful. Got a little footbridge there. Creek runs right by them. There's a nice little place right here on the right. Another cabin on the left. Yeah, they're plowed out. It looks like they're able to get in and out. There's a little orchard here on the right. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'd love to live right here. A lot of bears cruise through here, and deer. I see bobcats in here usually. Where we at? We're getting down. And somebody must live up there. I don't think I've ever been down that. Or is that another forest road? I don't think I've ever gone off that way. Because the way I go to Bear Creek is up off Commerce Flats, and where I turned around there, that's the way to go to Bear Creek. To go that way and see what the creek looks like. Yeah, I gotta get a picture here. Nobody's coming. There's not many people down here. Saw one car. And they were probably a resident. Coming out to go get supplies. This is down where it turns into Forestry Road. God, I smell propane. Yeah, they say the road's probably closed down here. I would not attempt Middle Control Road, not until that melts down. And I would only do it with a lot of people because, oh, there are people going around it. Yeah, I don't. When I go down, I'll look at the upper. I'm pretty sure there's a berm up there that you can't get around. It's like 8 foot. Right there off Highway 38 above Angeles Oaks. Yeah, I need to turn around. But it doesn't look like nobody's been down that since the second blizzard. Yeah, I'm smelling natural gas, I think it is. Or that might be, I'm now smelling 90 weight. That might be the, I don't know if I can do this. That's my left, I gotta get in and get that. My left rear, yeah, I'm gonna go forward there. My left rear axle seal is leaking. That's 90 weight. It kind of does smell like, I don't want to get back and get woods into that snow. We'll do the 8-point turn. I'd rather be going forward. Yeah, there we got it. I'm smelling that. When I go around a lot of switchbacks, that seal, I did the right one, I need to do that left one. Because I remember one time I came down here and my right one that I got fixed, it was smoking. It was leaking so much. I'm going to get a picture real fast. Real quick. Like it's up. Of course, with all this snow melt, it's naturally going to be up. Yeah, I got to get that in to get that fixed. That 90 weight stinks. Gear oil. Yeah, I pulled into that lodge last summer. And there's smoke rolling off my right tire, rear tire. I'm like, well, what the hell? And the guy comes over and says, hey, your wheel's smoking. I said, yeah, I saw that. Because that'll catch fire. It gets hot enough. You leak enough oil on that, and it gets hot. Your brakes get hot. That's what I was worried about. That's a nice old barn there, old shed. See that house on the right, that cabin? Oh man, look at that deck. I'm there. Get a little snow down here, but you got a tractor, you can plow it out. That's one thing they're loving up here. The residents, some of the residents I talked to, most of them, well, some of them, they don't have the tourists. They don't have the Googans coming up, trespassing, snow playing. So they've been digging it. The ones that are that are used to this, and they're digging. They're saying it's like old times. They have snow, and there's not a parade of Googans parking in the road, blocking driveways, using their barbecues, taking poop in the driveway. The mountain people are, some of them. So some people are freaking out. In fact, my friend was saying, they've had to talk a couple of people down, and then I can't say who, but they were talking about there's kind of like a new crowd is moving in here, and they got the ear of the local government, and they want to. This was kind of funny. I love hearing these stories. They were suggesting that they bring up dumpsters and fill them with snow, and all three of us, was like, where are you going to put the dumpsters? There's no room. And then how are you going to get the snow out? It's going to stick in those dumpsters. You're going to use an excavator to dig it out once you move it. It was just the people that were suggesting this really hadn't wintered up here very long or been up here very long, because it was totally impractical. And like my one friend said, he says, it's going to melt. Just give it a few days. It's going to be gone. Why spend all that money and energy, creating more issues by blocking the road just to move a few dumpsters of snow, which ain't really going to, you might create 6-10 parking spots, but it just ain't worth the effort and the money. But it was kind of funny though. The people that are new to it, the ideas they were coming up with, that we all just shook our heads. We're back kind of into the little village here, Seven Oaks. This is the picnic area on the right. The creek's right there on the right. I'll drive in there and let you see what best cheeseburger around right here. Cheeseburger and onion rings. Oh man, right here. They're open on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday when they're open. The tavern and the right here on the left. But and they have campsites. You can RV it up here. There's a pool even right there. I don't see any steam run off it, so that's not me filled right now. But there's a tavern cafe in here. Beautiful. Got the patio. There's the quackers, and the little kids can come out, and there's always a pair of mallards right here. I'm gonna get a picture of them. There are always some mallards here, so you can come over and see the ducks. Oh, wait. I'm sliding like crazy right there. Yeah, it's a little icy there. Like I said, you can picnic or camp right there. And they do stock that South Fork of the Santa Ana River there. It's they're stockers, they're not wild trout. There's some brown trout in there, wild brown trout. In that creek, if you hike down below, we used to hike down below, kind of like towards Seven Oaks Dam, and you'll catch the little brownies they're little. They're 10 inches is a big one. But it's fun as hell. You boulder hop, get some crickets or ant eggs or mealworms or little jigs. Or it's hard to cast in there, a lot of willow trees. And you're kind of like cane pulling it, pitching it in holes. But some areas you can run a little fly rod. But that's fun as hell. Watch out for a lot of rattlesnakes. Like I know a guy that got bit down there in the thigh. He drove all the way to Loma Linda thinking he was bit. He was bit, but it was a dry bite. He was so mad that it was good fishing that day. And plus he had to hike out like a mile, which pumps the blood through you, which you really don't want to do. So he was he wasn't panicking, but he was really worried. I can imagine. When I got bit, same thing. Your heart rate goes up, and it's like, oh crap. I might get a picture off the bridge here. They were having trouble with homeless coming here squatting in these turnouts. They kind of blocked off all the turnouts, so they couldn't park in there and start camping and living there. Get a picture of it. It's doing pretty good. Yeah, it's going to be a good run-up, I think, this year. And it's fun if you want to teach the kids. You can just there's turnouts all along here and up that Seven Oaks Road. Just hit a little turnout. Find a little hole. By hole, I mean like where the water comes off a waterfall or drops. It'll create a hole, and the trout will hang up underneath the bank and hide. Sneak up on the hole, Don't let your shadow go over it. Don't stomp your feet. And sneak up and then drop a little cricket. They call them, the fly fishermen guys call it terrestrials, like crickets, ant eggs, something off the land, or use a little jig or a fly. And it's a great way to teach. I brought so many kids up here to teach them to fish that way. This mountain stream trout. And a couple times we saw bears. So the kids are just, their minds are blown. They're learning to fish. They're seeing bears. They're playing on the creek. They're catching little bugs. And as a kid, it's like a sensory overload. That was always something we did. The parents wanted to find us. They'd go down by the creek and they'd start hollering. We'd be damming up the creek or fishing or catching crawdads or having what else? Ice skating in the winter. If the creek froze, we'd ice skate on it. And this would be a great picture right here of. I got to get back up and go get some gas cans. Again, that's 7 Oaks Road. It goes back to 38. And there's the upper road that comes in. I showed you that. I called it the upper road. Those two kind of fork together down a ways. But you got to be careful down the road. There's a lot of homes, cabins, and church camps and Boy Scout camps. So you got to be careful where you park and where you start playing. And if you see cabins, you're probably near private property. But there's some big chunks in here that aren't. They're national forests. Right now, the forest is under a closure order till the 16th of March. So you really can't be in the forest right now. Let's see, where am I going? Oh, I gotta go back and pick up some gas cans for Camp DeBenneville. What's that guy? Frank. I think she says Janet's the one that's running that. Frank, what's the guy's name? The maintenance guy? I was going to fill him for him and bring him back up so he doesn't have to go down the hill. I was a little worried about this freezing tonight, but Glass Road is good. You're good clear down the Middle Control Road. I would not. Looks like some people have gone in the beginning of Middle Control. I would not try Middle Control Road. And I'm curious. There's some tracks going in, but I don't think they went very far. I should have taken a picture of that. Dang it. Yeah, watch the rock. That's a rock there. That's not dirty ice. Don't run over those, because if you think it's just dirty chunk of snow, some of those are rocks. And like I was saying earlier, I'm going to try and go up Highway 18. I can't get to it from the backside of 38. Arctic Circle's closed. They said yesterday they hadn't plowed it. It's west of the Big Bear Dam, called the Arctic Circle, where when you're going up, you're looking, man, look like a deer or something. There's some tracks right back there. Deer or something came down that creek. But I want to get to Big Bear, but I also want to get over to Crestline, Cedar Pines Park, Lake Arrowhead, Blue Jay, to document what's going on there. This side's looking pretty good. I talked to Tom McIntosh, fireman there in Forest Falls, and Forest Falls is doing good. Everything looks plowed. The driveways are cleaned off. They finally dug out. They're in good shape. They can get down the mountain. No roofs have collapsed, he said. Everybody's been checked on. Where we're still in hearing, structure fires, the gas fires, and roofs collapsing in Big Bear or Crestline, Lake Arrowhead, and patios are collapsing. The little covers over their back porches, they're collapsing, and there's a crazy rumor about some people they found him dead, but I'm not gonna, without an official source, that's just a crazy rumor coming off social media. Nobody's been able to give me a legit source yet. But hopefully everybody's checking on their neighbor, the elderly people, and that's what you got to do. The neighborhood's got to pull together and prioritize and get help where it's needed. A little bit of snow there. Yeah, I got to get up here before it gets dark. It's not getting dark till 6, so I'll get up there and I'll make it right at dark. Yeah, see, I'm a little leery of these snow things and hitting those because some of those are rocks. Normally you just plow right through a snowball, a big chunk like that. Yikes. Glass Road, if I didn't say it earlier, I'm on Glass Road coming out of Seven Oaks. We're getting up. Whoa. I spin, I slipped right there. Felt like I slipped. I'm in basically a 4-wheel drive pickup, a Dodge diesel. Got the Cummins. It gets along. I just got new front tires. Backs are halfway done, or halfway down. I haven't had I went in the 4x. Where did I go in the 4x? Jenks Road or Camp de Benneville? I went in a 4x only one place. I think it was Camp de Benneville. I'm going to go up and get some gas cans from Camp de Benneville. If you're coming through, take it easy. You can't drive normal speed up here right now. I've seen a couple loaders working. They're backing out into the highway. There's still snow on the highway. There ain't no shoulder really anywhere. And some of these snow chunks, balls, kind of like during the fire, the rollout, we called it, the pine cones and the logs. There's big chunks of snow rolling down the mountain, and they're coming out into the road. Some of these berms are breaking off and falling into the road, where if you hit it, it's going to do damage, but also probably, pull you into the snowbank or drive you into the other lane. I'm looking for here's the ranger camp I was thinking. They're all plowed out, and these guys are. That one plow looked like it moved since the snow started. It's buried pretty good. Wilford Reed, the Scout Reservation. And I'm gonna have to restart this. Yeah, they just put a culvert in there, and man, I put in a Caltrans request saying that I think they fixed it once, but it throws you into the other lane. It's kind of dangerous on that curve. If you hit that at high speed, it's going to toss you right into the other lane. Here, see, they've done culverts, see right here, and the backfill is sinking. They need to re-backfill them. Camp de Benneville's down here off of Jenks Road. In fact, I'm going to restart this.